So be able to repel, but then don't just stop there. Be able to put an action in place. And this is from experience. This is not and I'm not saying here right now that I have it packed down and I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm still trying to find my way through and learn myself as I continue this journey called life. But I'm just sharing my experiences with you. So who knows, you may be at the same place I was a few months ago, and trying to figure this out. So hopefully this video is able to help you figure that out, and let you understand that the first thing you want to do when it comes to any negative situation, regardless, is start to work within. Find out who you are, and figure out who you are in terms of what are the things that you know. And don't be in denial about it. You can have these little conversations with yourself where no one is there. It's just you and God who's listening. So have these little conversations with yourself and find out the kind of person you are. And don't be afraid to put these negative things out. If you want to get a piece of paper or a journal, I journal a lot. So if you want to get something, to put these things down, write them down. Put these things down and be open about it. Be bold about it and say, this is something about me that I wish was better. And I'm not even talking about physical features or anything like that. I'm talking about emotional health. So it's more about the way we think, the way we see ourselves, how we think others see us and things like that. So start to put these different things down and be very honest, because you want to know who you are. So in order for you to know who you are, you have to be honest with yourself. So be very honest and put these things down that you don't like about yourself. And then once you put these things down, then you start to find ways in how you can fix them, how you can make them better. For example, if you know you're the kind of person who's not very good at communicating in terms of, reaching out to other people when they're going through whatever they may be going, through. If you feel, I think maybe I need to be someone who reach out to people and kind of feel the need or touch them in some way. If you know you're not good at that, but this is something you really admire in other people and you think it's a good quality to have, then put that down and see what you can do to correct that, what you can do to fix that permanently. Start doing little things. Reach out to people around, in your close circle or whatever the thing is. But then you start, as you do these things and make them regular in your lifestyle, then you will see that that shift will happen where you will automatically find yourself doing these positive things. And I'm not gonna, again, I'm not saying that I'm perfect and I know how I got everything together, and God knows this furthest from the truth, because there are times that I still will revert to those negative spaces where everything negative, everything around me seems to be negative, and I'll complain about this and complain about that and just everything else you can think about. But then I have to be conscious enough to say, hey, Vange, you have to stop here. You have to sit and think about what you're doing, or think about your thoughts. Really, are you thinking right? Are you in the right frame of mind when it comes to this situation that you're working on? Do you think this is how you should be handling this? And you need to be able to separate your self from the situation. Even though you'll be the one going through it, you need to be able to separate yourself from the situation and look at it from as though an outsider looking at the situation. So that's the first thing, and you need to understand that negativity, or separating yourself from negativity, starts from inside. And I don't care how long you can fuss with the next person, or point fingers at the next person and say all these things about this next person and what they're not doing right, and what they could be doing better. What about you? What is it that you're doing that is not right about yourself? What is it that you could be doing better? So it's always good to start with yourself first. Point those fingers at yourself and see how you can be better at it. And I'm not saying to degrade yourself. This is in no way coming from that place that I'm saying degrade yourself, but be honest with yourself. I'm not saying you have all bad qualities, and we all have some kind of good in us, regardless of what, how bad other people might think we are. We all have some good qualities in us. So be honest with yourself when you're having these self conversations and trying to figure out who you are. Be honest, and once you can start to be honest with yourself, then of course things will start to fall in place. You know, you will be able to remove yourself from a negative situation, or you'll be able to get your thoughts right and things like that. So I'm excited that, you know, I was able to bring this to you in a nutshell. This is in no way like a closed book on this situation, because this is something that's going to be continuous. It's going to continue going on and on as we develop, as we get older. You know, we will learn to improve ourselves. Some people learn to improve themselves. Some people just don't. Leave people where they are. Work on yourself. And then as you continue to work on yourself, then you'll probably be able to understand better why people are in the places where they are. And then you will probably appreciate when you respect that. And that is fine. You have to respect people's choices. So this is just part 1, because I think this is gonna roll into part 2, since I just touched on working on negativity from within and how to separate yourself from negativity. So I'm gonna do another video. I don't want to make this one too long, so I'm going to do another video that's going to kind of touch on how we work with negativity from outside of us. So I just want to say thank you tonight for tuning in again once more to the Vangie Project, but this time not necessarily looking at our health physically, but also looking at our emotional health and how we can try to be better, you know, to be better people. So I just want to say thank you again for staying tuned. Have a good night.